A U.S. Army veteran arrested and now awaiting deportation appeared before an immigration judge in Florence. ICE arrested Marlon Parris back in January, and the government is now trying to deport him.
12 News journalist William Pitts was the only TV reporter in the courtroom today and talked to Parris's family afterwards.
Marlon Parris had a green card. He was a permanent resident and a military veteran. He thought he was safe until he wasn't. Standing outside the ICE detention center, Tanisha Hartwell Parris spoke as passing drivers yelled at her.
This is unfortunately an ongoing issue.
She would like to go home to Levine. She'd like her husband, a permanent U.S. resident, to come home too.
Hard, but I feel like we are making progress.
Marlon Parris has been in the Florence Detention Center for a month, going through the deportation process. He's a U.S. Army veteran, served 3 tours in Iraq. So how does a U.S. Army veteran end up in deportation proceedings?
We have all documentation, all paperwork, everything that proves that my husband has every right to be in America.
Marlon's had a green card since 1997. That let him enlist in the military, which would give him citizenship. But Marlon never applied. He was arrested and pled guilty to conspiracy to distribute cocaine in 2011. He served 5 years and was released early. After that, Tanisha says ICE gave him a letter that said they weren't interested in deporting him.
For 9 years. For 9 years. We have not had to worry about anything for 9 years.
Marlon and Tanisha say they traveled out of the country with no issues until October 2023, when border agents took his green card at the airport. Tanisha says they were working to get it back. But 2 days after Donald Trump took office, Tanisha says ICE agents stopped him in Levine and arrested him.
I firmly believe in his case, which is why we took it on, and so we're doing the absolute best to get him out.
Marlon's lawyer says this doesn't happen often, the government changing its mind.
They're quite rare in the fact that the government had previously exercised discretion to allow him to remain in the country, and now it seems as though they're revoking that exercise of discretion.
The immigration judge continued Marlon's case another month. Tanisha hopes he may be able to come home soon.
And knowing that he does have another 30 days, I know that I'm going to have to build him up mentally to stay strong, to get through another month of detainment.
In Florence, William Pitts, 12 News.
All right, Will, thank you. And 12 News did reach out to both ICE and Customs and Border Protection. They did not respond to our requests.